Hello everyone, and welcome to the first ever battle report on this channel. Today I'm joined with my friend Sam, and he's bringing his Necrons. Do you want to go through your list, Sam, for me?
Absolutely. So I've been collecting Necrons since I was about 15, but I've got some of the new Indomitor stuff sprinkled in with some of my classic lists. So I'm taking the new dynasty today, the Saracen dynasty, subject of the Silent King himself. Their dynastic codes are that each time a model with this code loses a wound as a result of a mortal wound, they can ignore on a 5+. It's pretty nice.
That's pretty good.
Each time a unit with this code is selected to shoot or fight, I can reroll 1 wound when making that unit's attacks.
Oh, that's really good.
Basically the same as Salamanders.
That's really good.
It's very powerful. And then, when Protocol of the Undying Legions is active, I get to use both of the protocols. So that leads me on to my Warlord, which is going to be the Catacomb Command Badge today.
Down there.
His Warlord trait allows me to use the same protocol for 2 turns. So that's obviously going to be the protocol where I can use both protocols.
Yeah.
So basically I'm going to be getting the same protocol for 2 turns in a row, but using both codes as
That's
well.
really good.
So I'll tell you what that is in a minute. That's pretty dirty. That was my Warlord. I've got 3 of the HQs. So I've got 2 Technomancers, because you can take 2 for 1 slot now. So there's this Technomancer here, and then this Technomancer over here. The first one, I've kitted him out with quite a lot of stuff. So I've paid 1 command point to give him another Warlord trait that lets him select a core unit and they can reroll charges. And then I've also spent another command point to give him the Veil of Darkness, so he can teleport 1 core unit. Pay no attention to the fact that he's next to all of these Lich Guard.
I'm not terrified at all, honest.
And then I've paid 20 points to get something from the Cryptek Arcana, which gives him, I've forgotten what it's called, but it means it can't be targeted by snipers.
Which is...
So your little boys up there can
Which is good, because
jog on.
hiding over there, look.
And then I've got a Royal Warden, because you should never leave home without one.
It's his cloak, it's just so fancy. I like it.
Real. Troops-wise, I've got a blob of 20 with the Flayers, got a blob of 10 with the Reapers, and then another blob of 10 that are in this Ghost Arc.
Yep.
Elites, got this blob of 10 Lich Guard with the Swords and Shields.
Who are terrifying, because I don't want to be putting shots into them, because I feel like I'm not going to shift them.
Hopefully not. 2 Triarch Stalkers, because we're the Silent King dynasty, so you've got to have
Oh, there's one there. I wonder where the other one was.
representation. One here, both kitted out the same, both got particle shredders. And then 3 Scorpec Destroyers that are hidden behind this building here.
Just come round.
Just taken those on their own today. No support, no Plasma Sight, no Scorpec Lord or anything. 105 points for these 3, and they can really do some business if they get into combat.
They are really scary.
They are. And then for the heavy, I've got a Doomsday Arc. So when this guy hits, he really hits, but he's really swingy. So he either does nothing or everything. And then finally, a squad of 3 Scarabs.
quick redeployment.
I had to drop 1 for points, I've just realised. And that's it, that's 2,000 points on the nose.
Oh my god, it's game over already.
So,
that's it.
hoping for a Necron victory today.
Right, I will do my list for you.
Absolutely.
Right, so I'm going to go through my list. Today I'm going to be running Blood Angels. So I got 2,000 points on the nose, which is good. So I ain't got an excuse now that I've got less points if I lose, which is unfortunate. So, first off, we've got a captain in Gravis armour who I've paid the extra points to make him a chapter master, so I can pick. Never leave home without one. Pick a core unit, which unfortunately for everyone but Space Marines includes Dreadnoughts, which is ridiculous, but there we are. He's got the Warlord trait that gives him an extra wound. I've given him the Chapter Master Relic that gives him an extra toughness and an extra wound, so he's like 9 wounds.
Ridiculous.
Which is insane.
That's the same number of wounds as my command badge. And he's a vehicle.
Marines, everyone. I don't know what to tell you. And then we've got my second HQ, which is a Librarian. And he's going to be running Psychic Fortress and Null Zone, which hopefully will come important when I take on the Lich Guard.
Indeed.
I will always bring it because I'm worried you're going to bring Wraiths. But you haven't brought any, but you have got Lich Guard, so there's that. And then my final one is we've got Lieutenant here, just for the nice rerolls. Once to wound, and he's just the Mastercrafted Auto Bolt Rifle. Moving on to the troops, which is the main bulk of my army.
You've got a lot of red boys today.
Yeah, 2 10-man blobs. I've intercessors, so I've got 10 here, 10 here. I've deployed quite aggressive, so I'm hoping first turn. I'm hoping anyway. We'll have to wait and see. And then I've got another 10-man squad for my troops, and these are hid behind the building here. They've infiltrated. So they are the infiltrator models, but I'm using them as incursors. So the only really difference is that you don't get the benefit of cover saves against them, and they get -1 AP in combat, and I paid the 10 points for the Haywire Mine. So if you charge me on a 2+, D3 wounds.
I remember that from last time.
Yeah. Or if you're a vehicle, you just take flat free, but it's once per game. So it's a one and done. On to my elites, we have a Warsuit who is infiltrated forward onto this objective already.
Yeah.
Secured it nicely for me, so he's going to back those up. We've then got Redemptor Dread #1 with a Macroplasma and Underslung Gatling. He's got the Icarus, but he doesn't actually have the Icarus because I couldn't afford it.
Right.
So he hasn't got the Icarus on the model, and he doesn't have it anyway. And then I've got a second one, which is just double Gatling. And
makes sense.
on to, what else have we got? Ooh, I missed someone in my elite, sorry. Primaris Ancient, spent a CP, so I'm down to 11 at the start. He has the Banner of the Emperor Ascendant, so +1 leadership, reroll, failed morale checks, and his Banner Aura is 9-inch instead of 6, which is really good for the if someone dies 4 up, get to shoot or fight.
Very powerful.
Floating around in a Thunderhawk somewhere is a unit of 5 Insectors. So my idea with them is there's just lots of shots. I quite like them. I mean, the last game we played, they did get eaten by scarabs, so that was a thing. But they did remove a unit of warriors, which is really good. So plenty of shots. Drop in turn 2. It's tactical doctrine, so it's -2 AP, which is pretty good. Heavy support. We have my Eliminator squad, just to try and pick off characters. Figured Necrons, you're going to have lots of Cryptex and stuff. Obviously, you've countered that by giving that one plenty of stuff to avoid that, but then obviously there's the other one who hasn't got it, and I can't shoot. Oh, can I shoot you guys on the command barge, actually?
No.
No, the Lash Guard stop that as well.
No, he's just...
Oh, he's... Look,
oh, no, yeah, you can.
I can?
Yeah. But he's got like 9 wounds. Toughness 6, quantum shielding.
I'm not going to get through it. No. It's not happening. And then, because literally I had 165 points left, I have a 5-man blob of Hellblasters, who I absolutely love the models.
Me too.
But a 5-man blob's okay. I feel like if you run more than 5, they're too expensive.
And they become a massive target. If you run 10, I'm going to kill them straight away.
Everyone just shoots them. It's horrific. But that is my list. I should tell you what mission we're playing. Actually, that would be very helpful.
Yeah, we'll come back to you with the mission.
So the mission today that we're playing is Vital Intelligence. So we've got 6 objectives scattered around the board. Got these lovely objective markers from Games Workshop. And the primary for this mission is if you hold 2 or more, you get 5 victory points. You hold 3 or more, you get another 5, and if I hold more than you, or vice versa, you get another 5, so I'm up to a maximum of 15. Once you've held an objective, you can then move off it and you still claim it. You don't have to sit on it for the rest of the game, which is pretty good. Which means, my theory is, I get this, I cap it, and then I can push forward.
Yeah.
Although, you don't have Veil of Darkness. So we'll have to wait and see, but then it's the same for you. You've got to keep someone back because I've got main sectors.
Absolutely.
So we'll have to see how it pans out. My secondaries are Oaths. So Oaths, for you that don't know, is from the Space Marine Codex. If I'm in the centre of the board within 6 inch, I get 2 victory points. If I kill a character, a monster, or a vehicle, I get 1. And if I don't fail morale and don't fall back out of combat, I also get another victory point. So
easy.
Just be heroic, basically.
Yeah.
I got Bring It Down because you've got plenty of vehicles.
5 vehicles.
So I think it's like 12, 13 points round about that I can get, which is pretty nice because the maximum's 15, isn't it, on secondaries you can max out. So I'm nearly there. And then I've got Engage on All Fronts. My thinking for that is really wide board, objectives scattered all over. So we're going to be chasing each other around, so it makes sense. So on to you, Sam.
So my secondaries, I've also taken Bring It Down. Kai's got 3 big dreadnoughts that should net me 9 points, and I'm going to have to deal with them anyway because they are a serious issue.
Yeah, they're going to get chapter mastered and lots of DACA if you don't.
Yeah. I've also taken a Necron specific secondary, which is called Purge the Vermin.
Ooh.
And I've got 2 victory points at the end of my turn for each table quarter that Kai is not in. So if I can do that, I'm not only scoring my own victory points for keeping him out of table quarters, but I'm stopping him from scoring victory points for his engage on all fronts. That's a double one.
That's really good.
Yeah. And then I've got the mission one, which is...
the mission one is... There's a cheat sheet.
Each time a unit from your army successfully completes the following action, you score a number of victory points equal to the number of objective markers that you currently control. So 1 unit from your army can start to perform this action at the end of your movement phase. If it's within range of an objective marker, no enemy units excluding aircraft are within range. The action is completed at the end of your next command phase, as long as the unit performing it is still within range of the same objective marker. So say I'm holding this one and these 2. If I perform the action on this one, I will get 3 victory points for holding 3.
It's a nice little thing. And what's really good for Necrons is you've got your Scarabs, so then you can get... Your other stuff can move off, shoot, get in combat, and your Scarabs can just scuttle around and you do it, yeah. So that's pretty good. So shall we roll to see who goes first?
Absolutely.
Right.
Live.
Yeah, let's go live. So we'll roll here. So I'm gonna roll mine. Oh, hello. Oh, lovely. So,
do you want to go first or second?
Oh, that's a good question.
Do you want to have a think?
Nah, I'll just go first.
Right.
I'll just do it. Here we go. Why not?
Blood Angels turn 1.
So, end of my movement phase, and what I've done is I've pushed my Intercessor squad up here. My Dreadnoughts have swung round to get some shots. Eliminators are staying still. They're going to stay there all game. Middle of the battle lines, push forward, because end of the command phase, I get that. I panicked and thought I'd messed up, but it's okay. We're fine. The Incursors have swung around the building. They're now going to be claiming that, but it's the end of the command phase, so I won't get that till next turn.
No.
Which is important to remember. But I did have that one. My Warsuit, I've pushed him up. I'm just being aggressive. So I've pushed him up, and I'm going to try and get some shots off on the Baguette and try and tag and hopefully do some damage to the Choppy Boys. So that's my plan. I'm going to try and be aggressive.
Right, we'll come back with shooting.
So, we are back at the end of my shooting phase. It went alright, I think. So
pretty good.
10-man blob of warriors down here. It took the Redemptor 1, the Gatling Redemptor, to put everything into them. I nearly wiped them, but you had... Was it 3 guys left?
3 guys left. And I had to use a CP to get...
For an armour save.
To get an armour save,
yeah.
so I could then roll reanimation.
And then you rezzed both of them, so it's
both of them.
the best CP spent in the game so far.
Yeah.
Then he put his Stormbolters into them, whittled down 2 of them, so there was 1 left. He then put his Plasma into the Stalker, which is also been removed.
Gone.
Did some damage to that. Their Intercessors here, their target had been wiped out, so I didn't advance them because I thought I might need to shoot with them, but I didn't need to in the end. The Eliminators, I put 2 into the lone Necron, dropped him, and then the Stalker, I fired 1, he hit, he failed to wound, but I could reroll because of my Lieutenant, which turned into a wound. You failed your save, D3 damage, did 3. End of the Stalker. We also had token shots from the Hellblasters into the Stalker. I think the Plink might Plink to wound.
Yeah.
Intercessors did the same, Plinked a couple of warriors in that 10-man squad. These guys are out of range. The Incursors, I don't know how it happened. I fired 10 shots into the first Baguette, and I did 3 wounds, and I think you rolled 3 1s for your arm save. So
I did.
That's a thing.
So the Ghost Ark is down to 6 wounds.
Yes, the Warsuit fired into him as well with the -1 to hit, and he did a couple of wounds. It could have got scary when I hit with everything with a heavy bolter, but then
yeah.
But I didn't wound, so that is my shooting. I feel like it's gone really well. How do you feel on your end?
I mean, it's not nice to lose a 10-man warrior blob and a Stalker, but it's not too bad for a first turn of shooting.
Yeah, so it's alright. But now...
Going into the charge phase.
And there's going to be a charge.
So we'll come back to you with that.
Let's begin. So we're going to charge the Warsuit over there, round into the Choppy Boys. I can never remember their name.
The Scorpet Destroyers.
the Scarpec Choppy Boys. I'm going into them, so I will roll. Where shall I roll? Shall I roll over here since you're already over there? So
Yeah.
make it nice and easy. So I pre-measured it because I get +1 to charge. I need a 7.
That is.
I'm in.
And he's in.
So I'm gonna just squeeze in. Yeah.
Okay, only one combat to tell you about, okay?
So we did the combat over here between the Warsuit and the
Scorpec Destroyers.
Scorpec Destroyers.
Yeah.
It went really well. Up until
it didn't.
Yeah. So it started really well. I hit twice, so I re-rolled one for CP. Hit 3 times. I wounded
3 times.
3 times. You saved 1, 2 died. Then it came to the reanimation protocols, and you rolled 6 dice and got 3
5-ups.
So 1 came back, and it went horribly wrong. And my Warsuit's now on 3 wounds.
Oh, focus.
You-
3 wounds.
You hit back, and it hurt a lot. Because they don't get Duty Eternal,
No.
because they're not a Dreadnought, it's a regular Marine pilot in it, as opposed to... Although the Redemptors aren't injured Marines, are they? I can't remember what it is in the law.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. The old school Dreadnoughts are obviously injured Marines. But, yeah. No Duty Eternal. That might have backfired.
Slightly.
But we'll have to wait and see, because it's going to be over to your movement now, Sam.
Yeah, Necron's turn 1.
So, in my command phase, this guy regen 1 because of living metal, and then my Technomancer did his ability to give him another D3, which was another 1. So he's gone back up to 8. My warriors have pushed forward in the centre, supported by the command badge. The Doomsday stays still so that he can fire at full power. My Scarabs are still hiding, bit of deep striking, screening, and to push up onto an objective later. These have had a shuffle. The 2 Scorpecs have stayed in combat with the Warsuit, because he's now weapon skill 5. So I'm hoping they'll be able to survive combat and then finish him off.
Yeah, shouldn't, but we never know.
The Ghost Arc full of warriors has pushed right forward, ready to start contesting this objective. And then, at the end of my movement phase, I've popped the Veil of Darkness with my Cryptek, and I've dropped right in behind all of Kyle's characters.
Yeah, I made a mistake. I always do this. It's one weakness in my game I need to work on, is I always do my plan, and then I always forget, oh, there's deep striking units. I do it all the
Especially
time.
when there's nothing in Deep Strike.
Yes.
Because it's the Veil, and if there was something sat on the corner, you'd be like, oh, I've got to remember they're coming in.
Yeah.
But these guys are on the table, and then suddenly they're somewhere else on the table.
in my back line, and they can re-roll their charge.
They can re-roll their charge because of the extra Warlord trait I've paid for on the Cryptek.
Ah, very nice.
So hopefully I'm going to get in there and
There's a
mince
lot of
those
targets.
tasty Space Marine characters. But we'll see, we'll come back to you after the shooting phase. So, end of Necron shooting phase. Went alright. I've managed to,
Went good.
using the Warriors, managed to get rid of 2 of Kai's snipers, and I whittled down this squad from 10 down to 4 with a combination of the Gauss Flayers from the Warriors and from the Ghost Arc, and then a couple of pot shots from the Stalker and the Cryptek. That's about it, really. The Doomsday Arc managed to take 4 wounds off of the Redemptor.
That trait of yours coming in handy, the re-roll the wound. Got you it.
The Sarakan being able to reroll 1 wound for each unit. Very powerful. Now we're going to move into the charge phase.
Which comes over to this one.
Yeah, the Lich Guard are going to be going into.
Ooh, yeah, you got to declare. We'll do it live. Who are we going into? Or do you need time to think?
We're going to go into the Banner and the Librarian.
Yes.
We'll go into your Chapter Master as well.
Okay.
Unless he's going to be further away. Let's have a little check.
Yeah.
If it's going to mean that I need a 10, then no.
Oh yeah, because in the new edition you've got to get
So
everyone
I'm just
having
going to
it.
declare the
Librarian
Librarian
and the Banner.
The Banner.
We'll let you roll. We'll do it live.
So I need 9 inches because the
But re-roll.
deep struck, but I get to re-roll it because of the Warlord trait.
Where we going?
On the Technomancer, I'm going to do it right here. Come on, 9. Nope.
No,
So I think
but-
I'll re-roll that. Come on.
This is a huge charge. That's a 6.
it's
Oh,
a
no
7.
way. These things happen.
At least you're going to have to turn around and deal with them.
That's true. Or I could run away.
Or you could run away.
So we'll have to wait. What's your movement on a Lich Guard?
5 inches.
I'm an inch faster. It's time to run away.
Yeah, maybe. So we're just going to have to do this combat down here instead. Which
Yes.
you get to go first on. That is really annoying.
And so that is the end of turn 1. We're going to do the recap. Can you walk us through your points, Sam?
Yeah, so at the end of my turn, I got 2 points for Battlefield Supremacy, which is the destroy the vermin or something. Basically, Kai's not in this table quarter, so I get 2 points for that. In this fight phase, I killed Kai's Invicta Warsuit with my last remaining
Who's hidden?
Scorpec
He's around, I promise he's around there.
back here. So Kai's Invicta took out one of my guys, and then my guy finished him off. So I get 3 points for that for bringing it down. And that's it. So I'm on 5 victory points at the end of turn 1.
And I've got 2 for my oaths because I killed a vehicle.
Yeah.
And I haven't failed a morale or fallen back.
But you're not in the centre yet.
Not in the centre yet. I need to hug the big tower there, basically, to get it. I also got 2 for engaging all fronts, as I am this table quarter, that table quarter, and then because I auto-passed morale with those, I spent 2 CP. I still have that table. I'm still in that table quarter.
Absolutely.
It's not mine by any stretch of imagination, because they're going to get flushed out, but I have it for now. And then I also got 3 for Bring It Down, because I took down one of your stalkers.
Yeah, so at the start of turn 2, my command protocol is going to change. We're now going to be in command protocol 5, which is Protocol of the Undying Legions, which is my specific Zarekhan one. So I get both directives in this turn. So each time a unit uses its limited metal ability, it regens 1 additional wound.
Oh, that's really good.
And each time I make a reanimation protocol roll, they can re-roll 1 of the dice.
That is really, really powerful. That's some good stuff.
There might be a chance that's going to be in play for 2
Yeah.
rounds.
Tanks, I'm thinking living metal for your tanks. That's going to be a pain. And your stalker as well.
Yeah, so it's for anybody who's within range of a HQ, basically, which is like everything.
Yeah, you're pretty much covered. So we'll be back after my movement phase, turn 2.
Alright, here we are at the end of Kai's movement phase.
So what we've done is this intercessor squad here, they were just out of range of this objective, so they're sat on it now. I advanced them, and they advanced 6. I've moved the Plasma Redemptor, claim this objective, Gatling Redemptor into the middle. They're both going to be shooting this way, but he's now going to get the oath for being in the centre of the board.
Of course.
And then over here, I've reshuffled, gone back a bit, and I've managed to get off null field on the Librarian, so the Lich Guard are without an invulnerable save now, which is huge. So we've got Intercessors, Hellblasters, and these boys who have just dropped in, my Inceptors. They're going to be putting 30 shots in as well. It's turn 2, so it's tactical, so they're now -2.
Yeah.
Those brave lads in red over here are going to die gloriously for the Emperor and hold that objective. At the end of my command phase, I gained 15 victory points, because I didn't realise is I actually held more than Sam.
Yep.
I didn't realise he was holding 1, and he just missed out on snagging this one.
Yeah. Failing that charge meant I didn't get onto that objective. Kai still held this objective, even though he moved straight off it, because that's how the mission works.
Yes.
I also spent a CP over here with the Lich Guard to try and deny your psychic power. It's the Zarekhan special one, but it needs a 4 up, and I rolled a 3.
So close. And that is huge.
Huge.
If you'd have got that, I don't want to jinx myself, but I feel like I should do a big dent in the Lich Guard. But if
Yes.
you'd have got that power off, it would have been really hard to do a big dent in them.
Yeah.
And I'd have to put... I mean, I'm putting loads of firepower into them,
Yeah.
but it'd have been a lot harder. So we'll be back after my shooting.
Yeah.
So we're back after my shooting phase. That was interesting.
Yeah.
So over here, made a mistake over here. So I fired with the Hellblasters first, because I just got into the, oh look, they'll kill the Lich Guard really quickly. So I fired, did that.
Which they did.
They did.
Took 5 out.
But Sam, bit of tactics, removed from this side, so then they were out of range.
Yeah.
So they took pot shots into the Baguette. Didn't do too much. I think they
No,
did like
down to 4.
down to 4, but that's from the Plasma Dread. We'll get to the Dreads in a second. The Intercessors did a couple of more wounds here. Did you roll really the Lich Guard as well, actually, to be fair? From the Plasma and the Intercessor fire, and then a smattering from the characters. Reanimation protocols was crazy.
It was.
You had a guy on 1 wound who died and then came back on full wounds. So that's a
I
win.
enjoyed that. Yeah.
The Sniper rolled a 1.
Yeah, it did nothing.
They couldn't shoot. So
No.
here, 20-man blob, they sponged an entire Gatling dread.
Yeah, there's 3 guys dead from that warrior unit. And
From 2 dreadnoughts.
2 dreadnoughts shot them.
It literally did 3 damage to the ghost arc with the plasma. That was it.
Yeah.
You rolled so many reanimations, it was disgusting.
I did
You
indeed.
brought back at least 10. Because I wounded them and I took them down and it got through because it was rate of fire. But then you've brought back at least 7 to 10 warriors. That's that's horrible.
20-man warrior blobs. They're the way forward, I think.
Yeah.
They just work.
The 10 that you had here were just too little.
Yeah.
But a 20 blob, yeah, that's grim. Oh yeah, 2 dreadnoughts, that'll be fine. That's loads of firepower. Not if you roll badly. But now we go to the assault phase, and it's going to get interesting over there.
Indeed. Do you want to do this live?
Ooh, yeah, let me have a think.
Right, we'll come back after he's had a think.
So we are back. It's the end of the assault phase. So we had charged with the intercessors around into the Lich Guard. Same with the librarian and the captain. The captain struck first. He killed 3, I think, didn't he? So it left you with 2. No, killed 4 because it left you with 1, I believe.
Yeah, which then the librarian finished
Which the
off.
librarian then finished off. The Cryptek got his attacks into the intercessors.
Did nothing.
Did nothing. And that is it. The end of my turn 2. I'm feeling good. Loads of board control. Plenty of objectives. I feel like I'm in a good position.
Yeah.
Them warriors are annoying though. So I'm going to have to hopefully try and deal with them. But we'll head into Sam's turn 2.
Yeah, it needs to be a good one.
So end of turn 2 movement for the Necrons. I have pushed into the centre with this 20-man blob of warriors. One of them came back with the Cryptek's Rites of Reanimation. So they're back up to 18. The Scarabs have just jumped from behind here to start doing the data intercepts on this objective. So at the end of my next command phase, I'll get a number of points equal to the number of objectives that I hold. These warriors are now holding this objective because they are OBSEC, so taking it away from those. I'm holding this objective now because they're OBSEC. And the Ghost Ark has swung around this way to retake this objective from Kai. My Scorpec Destroyer is just hiding behind this building down here,
just
waiting
chilling.
to get some crazy charge off if I need to. This guy, after he brought back D3 warriors, then healed this for D3. So these guys are really good now.
Yeah, they're really good.
So he's back up to 9 wounds, which is fantastic. The Doomsday Ark obviously stood still, so he can hopefully kill something this turn. If he had a bad first turn, chances are he's going to have a
He should,
second turn.
in theory, he should get the Gatling Dread.
Yeah, and then my Triax Stalker's just squeezed in between there to hopefully get some shots down and try and eliminate this squad of eliminators. No pun intended. No, they're not eliminators, are they?
Inceptors. That's the one. So there you go. That's a lone eliminator. His squad has been
Nearly
eliminated.
That's it. So that's the end of the shooting phase for the Necrons. We'll start with the Doomsday Ark, who actually did quite a lot of wounds to the hole here that used to be a Redemptor. Got him down to 6 wounds, and then my warriors finished the job off doing 36 shots with the stratagem to make 6s of hits explode, and I rolled a hell of a lot of
Yeah, there was
successes.
like 10, I think.
Something
Yeah.
ridiculous. So I ended up getting a load of hits, I think we did 16 wounds,
Yeah.
and you managed to fail 6 of those saves, which was just exactly enough to kill that Redemptor. So that's one big issue gone there, and scored me 3 points for bringing it down. Then I shot the Triax Stalker and the Ghost Ark and a few of these Gauze Reapers into this squad here, who are now down to 2 guys, one of which is on 1 wound. And I did a few more shots into these boys as well. And he's down to 1 guy on 1 wound.
In his landmine. One guy in a landmine, just chilling.
So I'm probably just going to leave him there to hopefully fail his morale, or I don't know, we'll think about charges maybe. That was it really. Pretty decent turn. Like I said, I took out
Really
Redemptor,
good.
wiped out a big, massive infantry down here. Starting to push back into the centre, which I distracted over there in the corner. So fingers crossed, I've gotten to quite a few objectives. Hopefully I can start getting those points back up now, because I'm currently quite a long way behind. Hopefully it's going to start swinging back into my favour. So we'll come back to you after the charge phase. So we'll start down here. I charged into his Redemptor with my big warrior blob, mainly just to stop him from being able to countercharge into my warlord. So he's currently wrapped up there. He attacked me and killed 3 warriors. I didn't do any wounds to him, obviously.
To be expected, but you just tap hitting him, aren't you? So that's the main thing.
Absolutely. And over here, I basically just charged in everything, trying to wipe out these 2 units so that I could get another table quarter. This guy is still alive on 1 wound.
What a legend.
This guy, got him down to 1 guy. I managed to kill one with the ghost arc, which is always fun.
You just packed it on him.
Ridiculous, just splattered him. And then the last guy ran off, failed his morale. So Kyle loses Oath of the Moment.
I do,
for that.
but you don't get the vermin, which is good.
But yeah, I don't get my kill vermin.
Ooh, Sam also unfortunately lost to Scarpack.
And yes, he ignored the trigger in his mind when my warriors ran in, and waited until my Scarpack ran in, and then blew him up and did 3 damage. So my Scarpacks had gone.
Really, really good turn for you this turn.
Yeah, I think it's swung back in my favour a bit. We'll see in the end of turn wrap up, points wise. But it's looking, it's a good game. It could easily go either way. We're just going to have to wait and see.
Right, we'll be back with the points.
So secondary wise, at the end of that turn, I scored 3 points for bringing down, killing Kai's Redemptor Dread. I got 2 points for kill the vermin, because he still doesn't have anything holy in this table quarter. If this guy down here wasn't there, then I would have got another 2 points, and Kai wouldn't have got engaged on all fronts. So that little hero marine,
what a guy,
is a thorn in my side. Kai's also wrapped up another. What did you get?
Oh, so I didn't get my oath for not retreating because I failed a morale. I didn't kill any characters or any monsters, but I get 2 for holding the centre of the table because my Gatling Dread is there, which is fine because he's just stuck in combat. I got engaged because again.
That ridiculous.
The Marine, obviously my home deployment, there's a Cryptek floating around, and I've got this squad there, and bring it down, I didn't get it, and then I've added it on because we're literally going to go into my command phase now. I'd get 5 points for holding 2 objectives.
2 objectives.
So we will be right back after a pretty good turn for you, I think.
Yeah, needed it.
A huge turn. We'll be back with my movement phase. So we've done my turn 3 movement phase. I've advanced these intercessors around, so they're still holding that. That's now contested. We've got equal amount.
Yeah.
I've kept 2 characters here in case I fluffed with my librarian and the Cryptek leapt over. As it happens, failed my psychic test, re-rolled it. I literally shouted Super Smite, rolled an 11. 5 wounds, but because of your dynasty, you managed to save 2 of them on 5 up, so now I'm going to have to shoot him and then charge him. Over here, they've all moved forward. The Chapter Master buff is on those, so they're all just going to plough into the baguette, hopefully get me 3 points. Dread's stayed there, and that's it. Nice and quick. So we'll be back after my shooting. So end of my turn 3 shooting phase. The Hellblasters and the Intercessors put everything into the baguette over there. I had to double tap, spending 2 CP. With the Intercessors, I killed it, so I got Break It Down, so that's 3 points.
Yeah.
The Redemptor fired everything in combat and did okay.
Yeah.
He killed a few. So now we're going to move on to the assault phase, and I'm going to try and get those into them. So I'll quickly roll it now.
Yeah, I have no CP, so I can't overwatch.
I have no idea what the charge distance is. I'm just going to roll.
Yeah.
I'm in.
A 10, definitely in.
An 11.
Right, we'll come back
Blood
to
Angels.
you after the fight phase. Okay, this is the end of Blood Angels turn 3.
So in the assault phase that happened, I charged in with my Intercessors there. They, as you can see, horrendous amounts of damage. The dead piles over there. But the warrior got to attack. He did bring down the lone guy, but I used a CP on him, re-rolled the save, he survived, he brought 2 of them down, and now because of that, I now have that objective, which is huge. End of the turn points-wise, I killed a character, so I get 1 for my oath. I'm in the middle, so I get 2. I've got 2 for engaging all fronts, and I did bring it down for another 3. So I'm on, when I totaled up, I was on 42 points.
Yes.
So it's looking pretty good.
But at the start of my turn, I'm going to be picking up 18 points, so it's actually a lot closer than it first seemed.
Yeah.
So we'll come back to you after movement phase for Necron's turn 3. So not much movement to talk about, but in my command phase, I popped my Resurrection Orb, which is the Orb of Eternity, because I gave him the relic, to bring back 7 of these Necron warriors, so they're back up to 18.
Which is huge.
Which is fantastic. And then I use the Royal Warden's ability to fall them back out of combat and still be able to shoot and charge. I've moved this Cryptek over here after bringing back 3 warriors in this little melee down here. The Triax Stalker's moved up to get some shots into the Dread and then charge him if need be. He's just fallen back over here. Not fallen back, just moved to get some shots off and then maybe charge in as well if needed. The Scarabs are staying here because they're going to do the action again. The Doomsday Ark is staying there to try and finish off that Dread. And that's it. We'll come back to you after hopefully a successful shooting phase. So quick shooting phase. The Doomsday Ark has destroyed the
Goodbye.
Redemptor. He's gone, so that's another 3 points for bringing it down. Then my big blob of warriors rattled off 36 shots into these intercessors and managed to kill, what, 3.5?
3.5, yeah.
So not too bad. The Royal Warden hasn't hit anything the entire game.
He's trying. He's a trier.
My Gauze Cannon from this did nothing. That was it. That's really quick shooting phase. So we're going to come back to you after I've charged those Marines.
Do you want to do it live? We'll do it.
Let's just do it.
Let's do it. Let's go.
It's going to be a nice big roll. A 5.
That's good.
Should be enough.
You should get plenty
Just so
in and
I
wrap.
can get all of my bodies on this objective. So we'll come back to you after. So that's the end of battle round 3. I managed to whittle down. I killed 3 of his intercessors with my command barge and his war scythe. That was fantastic. I managed to get another 1, I think, with the multiple warrior shots. And then he failed morale.
Yep.
So 1 guy fled.
And then attrition took another.
Attrition took another guy. So we've got 1 intercessor left over there. I severely hold that objective now.
Yes.
Over here, we exchanged a few blows. I don't think anybody died, did they?
No, Res saves you again. You managed to bring
Resurrected.
at least 2 back.
Yeah. And so that's just a stalemate down there.
Yeah.
So we'll come back to you at the start of turn 4 for the Blood Angels.
So, end of Blood Angels turn 4 movement. There's not really a lot left. I've just advanced with some stuff here. This bubble here, because they can't shoot anything because of this giant tower in the middle. So I'm going to get 2 for my oaths. They're all locked in combat. There's a lone guy in combat, and I've just got a sniper. And the librarian's just chilling. He's holding that table of quarter. I've got that objective, and that objective. So all I can do is just hopefully finally kill those warriors in combat, and then that's it. So there's.
It's going to be really, really close. Have you got anything to shoot?
I've got a sniper, and I'll shoot at his Stalker, and he hits.
Oh, sorry, he hits on 2s.
And he's mortal wounded him.
Oh, right, well, I get a 5 up against the mortal wound. And I failed that, so
you
he's
take
took
a wound,
and then
and
it's a save on top.
Yeah, so -2 damage.
He's fine.
What's your base save?
3.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
So, we'll be back after the assault phase.
Indeed.
So, end of Blood Angels turn 4 assault phase. We tried to bring down the Necron warriors.
Not happening.
No, the resurrection just rolling really well.
The reanimation, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, resurrection? Yeah.
Same thing, innit? My command barge killed off the final intercessor over there, so that big blob is free to move and go and mess up some guys over there in a minute.
Yeah, it's really, really close points-wise as well.
Yeah, there's only a couple of points in it, and
I think
my turn 4 in a sec.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'll come back after movement phase for Necron's turn 4. So end of movement phase for Necron's turn 4. I have pushed up with the big blob of warriors. The Triax Stalkers come round this corner to get some shots off into some Primaris and then probably charge. The Cryptek's also snuck around the corner. He's going to get a few Staff of Light shots off and then maybe charge. The Doomsday Ark has moved up so that he's now going to be his low profile, but is probably going to either try and finish off that sniper or also get some supporting fire into those Hellblasters. These are going to do the secondary objective again, so they're doing the action. And these 2 warriors are going to just stay there and be a pain. Come back to you after the shooting phase. Okay, so a very quick shooting phase. There's a lot of Primaris missing from this blob down here now. The Stalker kicked it off so that everyone else was getting re-rolling 1s, took out a few of the Hellblasters. The Doomsday Ark fired his low profile and took out a couple more. The Relic Gauze Blaster on the, what's his name, Royal Warden, finally took out this sniper.
He's gone, his nemesis.
There, and then the Warriors split their fire, did a bunch of shots into the banner guy and a few more shots into the lieutenant, killed the banner, left the lieutenant on 2 wounds. So now we're just going to have some silly charges. But it's looking very much like a Necron victory
Yeah,
from this
I
point.
think you're gonna.
Not much left.
I've been in the lead all the way up to this point, and then you're just gonna start to pull away now.
Alright, so that's the end of my turn 4. I scored 4 more points for the battlefield supremacy, kill the vermin, because I've knocked him out of 2 table quarters. So then we were just talking about what would happen if we played on into turn 5. Currently we're on very similar points, but when we go into turn 5, he can't stop me from holding this objective, this objective, this objective. We rolled the advance roll to see if we could get round to
Didn't get it.
stop that, and he couldn't do that either.
Yep.
So I'd have 4 objectives, meaning I'd be guaranteed 15 points in turn 5, regardless of what guy does. I'd also get another 4 points again for him not being in 2 table quarters, putting me on around 69, 70 points. Maximum Kai would be able to get was like 61, 62.
661, and that's if my captain heroically kills the stalker. So it's been a grind, but you've pipped it at the end.
So I started off way behind. I didn't score any primary points in the first 2 rounds, but then in round 3, 4, and 5, I got 15, 10, 15. So that's the 40 points in those last 3 rounds.
I think what did it that swung the game massively was over here.
Yes.
So this warrior blob that was there that just kept resin.
Yeah.
Just kept resin.
It stopped you from getting 20 odd shots 3 rounds.
Yeah. Well, I think it was 2. So because I charged turn 2, I think.
Yeah.
And then turn 3 and 4 they were just bogged down.
Yeah.
And I could have moved out and like helped out over in the middle or something.
Yeah.
So, but no, that was a really good game. That was
That was one of the
really
best
close.
games I've had. It's definitely the best game in 9th that I've had.
Yeah.
And it's the best that my Necrons have performed. The 20-man warrior blobs, they're going to be a thing. They are so difficult to shift.
With the Res Orb as well. The Res Orb is so good.
Res Orb's great. The new Sarekan Dynasty is fantastic. The 5 up to ignore mortal wounds is really handy because Necrons don't have very much to ignore mortal wounds.
No, that's true.
And then being able to stay in the protocol of the Undying Legions for 2 turns, meaning that everything is getting at least, getting 2
4 wounds, isn't it? Then
It's living metal.
Yes, if they're a vehicle.
Just being able to re-roll one of your animation rolls for every time. Oh, it's very powerful. It's very good. It definitely won me the game.
And from the Marine side, Marines still really good.
Marines is so good. Chapter Master is just worth its points every single
I
game.
never failed not getting an extra CP either.
An extra CP back. So he was regening 2 CP every single round.
It's mad.
Meaning, I think you've spent like twice as much CP as
Yeah, I did, yeah.
easily.
It was crazy. Yeah, I'm just really excited for the Blood Angels Codex drops now. Because then I'll get my stratagems back and stuff like that, and we'll see what they do with F Company, so that'll be interesting.
My other arm is Dark Angels as well, so ditto, I can't wait.
Yeah, that's coming up as well.
Supplement.
Permanent transhuman Terminators?
Yes, lots of Deathwing Knights.
That's which is nice, because Terminators haven't been a thing.
Terminators need some love.
Yeah.
And they're finally getting it. And we've seen how important transhuman could be. 'Cause the
Yeah.
vehicles, like, I took 5 vehicles in that game, and I think you would have struggled to kill them all,
Yeah.
regardless of what you took. I even forgot, like, in the first round.
Yeah, the transhuman on them.
Balls.
Yeah. The only way they would have got shifted is Eradicators, but I just don't have any. Because Eradicators are dumb. So there's just that. But no, thank you for the game. That was definitely the best game of 9th I've played.
It was excellent.
And as always, everyone, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more battle reports. And me and Sam, and maybe some others in the future, we'll see you in a future video. So goodbye for now.
Bye.